Most men walk through life thinking women sleep with men only for the obvious reasons: looks, money, or charm. But those are surface level. If that were the whole truth, every rich man would be irresistible, and every handsome man would never know rejection. But we both know reality doesn't work like that. The real reasons women choose intimacy go deeper. They are woven into psychology, biology, and emotion. They're subtle. They're powerful. And they're often invisible to men who don't pay attention. So let's break it down. Reason number 1. Emotional security. A woman may not remember every word you said, but she will never forget how safe you made her feel. Safety isn't just physical, it's emotional. When she senses that with you, her guard comes down. Safety is the doorway to intimacy. Reason number 2. Psychological escape. Sometimes women choose intimacy not out of love, but out of escape. Escape from loneliness. Escape from stress. Escape from the pressure of their own minds. To her, intimacy becomes a release, a temporary silence from the noise of life. Reason number 3. The allure of confidence. Confidence is magnetic. It whispers to her subconscious that you are capable, stable, and in control. Unlike looks or money, confidence cannot be faked for long, and that's why women are drawn to it with such force. Reason number 4. Novelty and adventure. Humans crave novelty, but women especially tie novelty to emotional stimulation. The thrill of something new, a fresh experience, an unexplored feeling. It can be intoxicating enough to draw her into intimacy, even if she wasn't planning it. Reason number 5. The subtle power of social influence. Many women are influenced by the way others perceive you. If her peers admire you, respect you, or even desire you, it amplifies her own attraction. It's the unspoken rule of social psychology: desire breeds desire. Reason number 6. Emotional testing. Some women enter intimacy as a test. To see how you react. To measure your strength, your presence, your consistency afterward. It's not just about the act. It's about what follows, because that reveals who you truly are. Reason number 7. The pull of deep connection. When she feels truly seen and understood, intimacy becomes natural. It's not forced, not calculated, it flows. Women long for connection, and intimacy becomes the language through which that connection is sealed. Reason number 8. Curiosity. Sometimes it's as simple as curiosity. What does this man feel like? What is this experience going to be? Curiosity has led more women into intimacy than logic ever could. Reason number 9. Validation. Every human wants to feel desired, valued, chosen. For some women, intimacy becomes a way to remind themselves of their worth. It may not be love, but it is affirmation. Reason number 10. Genuine desire. And finally, desire. Pure, unfiltered, undeniable. When she feels it, she doesn't need a reason. No psychology, no logic, no calculation. Just raw attraction. And this is the rarest, but also the most powerful of them all. Here's the truth. Women don't always sleep with men for the reasons men assume. Looks fade. Money shifts. Status comes and goes. But the hidden forces, emotional safety, confidence, curiosity, desire, those are what truly guide her choices. Most men never learn this. But if you do, you stop chasing illusions. You stop misreading signals. And you begin to build the kind of presence that draws women in naturally, without begging, without games, without losing yourself. Because real attraction isn't about tricks. It's about truth. And once you understand these truths, you'll never look at intimacy the same way again. Sometimes intimacy isn't an arrival, it's a pause button. It's not always born from romance or chemistry. For many women, sex can function as a short, powerful escape. A brief clearing of noise, a shut-off valve for relentless worry, loneliness, or the long grind of responsibility. When life's pressure builds, closeness becomes a place to catch breath. Not because the other person is the one, but because the experience quiets a chaotic inner world for a little while. What this actually looks like: the inner mechanics. Mental overload and rumination. When someone's mind is overloaded, work stress, family tension, grief, chronic worry, the brain hunts for ways to stop ruminating. Intimacy can temporarily interrupt that loop. Sensory experience replaces thought, Hormones shift attention, and the nervous system downshifts. Biochemistry of relief. Sexual contact releases neurochemicals briefly. Dopamine for reward/novelty. Oxytocin for calming/bonding, and cortisol reduction for stress. That cocktail can feel like medicine. It doesn't rewrite deeper issues, but it supplies a short window of relief that's deeply compelling. Emotional homeostasis. People naturally seek states that restore balance. If a woman is depleted emotionally, closeness can feel like a balancing mechanism, a way to feel human again. Even if only for a night. A vivid scene so you feel it. Imagine her after a day that shredded her patience. A text from an estranged parent, 3 canceled plans, an email that feels like an attack. She's exhausted, small, and lonely in a crowded apartment. A man shows up who listens, who makes 2 small jokes, who holds a cup of tea and asks one honest question. For a few hours she is soothed, seen, and allowed to stop performing. The intimacy that follows is less about choosing him, and more about choosing relief. Afterward she may feel grateful, fuzzy, or strange, sometimes even guilty, because what drew her wasn't a durable love story. It was a temporary harbor. How to tell the difference. Escape versus genuine desire. Look for patterns, not single nights. Timing. Does intimacy happen mostly during or after high-stress periods, work crises, family drama? Follow through. After the moment of closeness, does she open up in ways that deepen the relationship, or does she withdraw and return to the same guarded state? Escape tends to be followed by emotional distance. Genuine desire tends to invite more disclosure, continuity, and investment. Emotional congruence. Are her words and actions aligned? If she says she's confused, uneasy, or apologetic after sex, that's a red flag for escape. If she's warm, consistent, and seeks further contact, that suggests authentic attraction. Consistency of affection. Escape-driven intimacy often lacks the small daily signals, the checks-in, the curiosity, the remembered details, that mark real connection. What a man should do, practical, high-value actions. If you suspect intimacy was used as escape, your response matters more than the event itself. Don't shame. Avoid saying things that imply she was using you. Shame pushes people deeper into isolation and makes repair harder. Stay steady and present. Calm presence lowers her nervous system. Small things. Undramatic listening. Steady eye contact, a neutral tone. Communicate that she can relax without needing to perform. Ask thoughtful, non-accusatory questions. Example. You seemed different after we were close. I want to understand how you felt. Simple, curious, not judgmental. Offer safety, not pressure. Reassure her you're not keeping score. If she needs space, give it, but remain available. That combination says, you won't be punished for being honest, and you won't be suffocated either. Encourage repair and real connection. Suggest small rituals that reduce stress and build genuine intimacy. A quiet walk, a no-phones dinner, a conversation about something meaningful, not logistical. These low-risk moves help move from escape moments to lasting connection. When to step back, boundaries that protect you. Escape-driven intimacy can be confusing and emotionally costly if it becomes habitual. Protect your heart by noticing. Repeated cycles where closeness is followed by guilt, secrecy, or withdrawal. A lack of reciprocal emotional labor. If you're consistently the one doing the processing, that's unsustainable. If the relationship stalls on logistics, she doesn't introduce you to friends, avoids future planning, while seeking comfort from you in crisis. If those patterns emerge, hold firm, set a boundary kindly, and insist on clarity about what the relationship is. Boundaries are not punishment. They're the frame that allows healthy connection to form, or reveals that it won't. The deeper takeaway. Understanding psychological escape changes everything. It prevents you from personalizing every act of intimacy as proof of love. It trains you to read context, look for continuity, and respond with calm competence instead of ego-driven reaction. When you meet an escape with steadiness instead of judgment, 2 things happen. Sometimes she heals enough to build genuine desire. Other times she learns that true comfort comes from consistent care, not quick fixes. Either outcome is better than confusion. Not every act of intimacy is driven by love, passion, or deep attraction. For many women, intimacy can become something else entirely, a form of escape. Escape from loneliness. Escape from stress. Escape from the relentless pressure of daily life and the endless cycle of overthinking. In this video, we uncover the hidden psychological truth about why women sometimes choose closeness not out of desire, but as a temporary refuge, a moment of silence in the storm. You'll discover the emotional mechanics behind this need, the biochemistry that makes intimacy feel like relief, and the subtle signs that reveal when a woman is seeking escape rather than genuine connection. Most men mistake these moments for love, but when you understand the deeper psychology, you stop misreading signals and start responding with presence, clarity, and strength. Because here's the truth. Intimacy can be healing, but it can also be misleading. Learn the difference, and you'll never be left in the dark again.